Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Torgo Entertainment YouTube channel. Torgo here. Welcome back to another gig log, and welcome to a high school prom for 2022. I can't speak for other DJs in this area, this is purely a point of view from me, but I love doing high school proms. Maybe because I'm only 34, I still have a good grasp on the new music, and the kids can come up to me and actually request songs with a good chance that I'm going to know what they're talking about at least 90% of the time. Maybe because it doesn't require any real preparation going in, unlike a wedding where you have to have that pressure for a ceremony or making sure that certain songs cut off at exactly the right time. Or maybe it's because we have a bunch of kids just coming trying to have a good time, so the energy level's really high. Regardless of how you look at it, I only have one prom on the docket for this year, at least one prom so far. Sometimes schools tend to take a while in order to book things, but they might want to get on that because I don't have a Saturday free for 3 months now. But today, we do the prom for the senior class of Addison High School. I've done the Addison Prom before. Before I started filming these things, I had their prom in 2018, and on camera, I had their prom in 2019. You may have seen the gig log for that video. But we go for 2022 to the same venue that they had it in 2018, the barn at Hill Springs Farm in Addison, New York. Let's go to the map and remind you where that is. 30 minutes away. Nothing too crazy, easy drive. And for the theme of prom this year, they have gone with a theme of one night in Paris. Do I tell them? I'm at that age where that has multiple meanings to it. Now granted, some of these kids are way too young to even get the joke. Hell, some of them may have been conceived to the video. The math checks out. But regardless, it shines a whole new light on bringing a camcorder to this event. But no, they're clearly going with a Parisian theme. So I'm gonna play a couple songs that pertain to that. I have no idea what the decor is going to be. And the only theme that I know of is that the song that they want for Coronation is Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Wee wee. I get the impression that they're scrambling trying to make something happen because, you know, schools lifted their limits not too long ago, less than 2 months ago actually, regarding masks and whatnot. So I think there was a bit of hesitation, were they even gonna have a prom in the first place? I think that's why a couple of the schools, the regulars that I have, Jasper Troopsburg has not gotten a hold of me for prom at all. I just did an event in Hammondsport, they haven't gotten a hold of me at all. Horseheads, I did the prom in 2021, they haven't gotten a hold of me at all. So I think a lot of schools are kind of waiting until last minute to book things. But they're gonna be in for a world of hurt because I don't have any Saturdays available until after the school year has ended. But I can't focus on what could have been, and I need to focus on what's right in front of me. I have all the music that I think I'm gonna play lined up. I'm going to bring those request sheets because they worked out really well with the Hammondsport prom. And I'm gonna make sure that the microphone stays on the camera this time. Oh, that was embarrassing. Andy's coming with me on this one. Andy's done a ton of events with me in the past and on this channel, but he's never done a high school event with me, so this will be interesting. And I believe he's an alumnus of this school, so that should be interesting as well. But I hope you're excited for prom season. I know my prom videos and my high school videos tend to get more views than the other ones on this channel for some reason. I'm not gonna look into it too much. I think it's just DJs not knowing what to play, and they just kind of look for other DJs for ideas and whatnot. Nothing wrong with that. But I hope you're ready, strap in, and let's go have some fun at prom. And let's make our way to the event. Let's go! I sound like Captain Tennille there. Let's go! Get a bigger car, they said. It'll be so much easier to carry equipment. Welcome back to the channel, Hill Springs Farm. Good to be back here, about the same as last year. We've been here a couple times. There's the overhead, and here's the barn. There's that star, we just drive up and load in. Now, interestingly, for some reason for this prom, I had it in my head and on my schedule on my phone that this was 7 to 10. And as it turns out, the prom was 8 to 11, which is late for a prom. So we got there at 4 o'clock, thinking we had 3 hours to set up, and we had 4. But the owners didn't get there until 6, so we may have had to wait, but the place was open, so we just waltzed right in, set up super early, and we were good to go. Here is the total setup, but where are my light pillars? So what we decided to do is we pan over. This balloon area right here is where we're going to have some photos. Here are the light pillars directly across from the DJ booth. It was a little dark on this side of the barn, so we decided to light it up a little bit. And there were outlets on this side, so it ended up working out great. At the base of the totems, we have the ADJ Element Hex Pars, 2 of those. And we have my pre-wired totems. We have the ADJ 5P Hex inside on top where it's mounted, and the Focus Spot 3Zs actually on top, sitting on the totems themselves. Along this back wall, we have my power inverter, the Yeti 1000. I know I call it a battery, it's a power inverter. And here is my Manfrotto tripod holding my Panasonic 4K camcorder. And there's me in the viewfinder. Hello. See, it's actually me doing this stuff. And here is the opposite pair going on right here, or opposite set of the pair. We have 8 uplights around the room. I have the batteries off on those just to conserve some battery power. And we have 2 of those 8 underneath the scrim of the speaker stands. Here we have the JBL SRX 828 SP, the big ol' subwoofer. It rattles the bones of this barn. And there's my Dragon front boards facade, the Coro pattern. Just some standard speaker stands, the QSEK 10.2 tops, 2 of them. You can see the other one in the back. Obviously I have 2. And there's Andy in the way back. We have some power right here. That's my kilowatt plugged into the wall, so I know about how much power we're using. It's about 18 volts, not too crazy. The current is really good as well. There is an Allendale Defender. We have 2 of those to hide some of the cords. Back behind the booth, we use some tape as well. We're still cleaning up a little bit back here, don't worry. Lighting up the facade, we have the UB12 hex bars. We have my Furman power conditioners below with some of the power. There's a bunch of boxes. On top of that small case, we have the ADJ Airstream DMX bridge. I like having it have a little bit of height so it doesn't interfere with anything. My Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones. Nailed it. We have my PowerBar 65, the Pioneer DDJ SX2 controller, my Samsung Odyssey Z laptop. I forget the Z every time. It's a much better model. And there we have my good old microphone setup. The Shure SLXD for this one. There's the rolling cart that holds that, which holds the moving heads, request sheet, iPad for the lights. Only time for one more thing. It's time to level up. Let's go. Your 2022 Addison High School Prom King and Queen for the class of 2023. Aaron Terwilliger and Jacob Howe. This one also goes out by request. There are 2 types of songs. There are vibes and there are bops. That last one was a vibe. This one's a bop. As well. And this was actually, here's a fun fact, my assistant right here, Andy, Addison High School graduate. And he made it all the way here. But this song came out when he was a senior in high school, 2008. song is about driving. This song, which goes up by request, is also about driving. This next one is also a love song. It's about somebody telling all the things that he will do for a significant other, or more specifically, all the things that he won't do toward a significant lover. And we're back. The morning after. I know this is not the typical angle that I film things from, however, I actually have a new computer. This is the last time you're gonna see a video edited on this old thing, my good old HP Elite desk. It's about 6 years old. It was about time to retire it for work purposes. So I bought a brand new desktop. I am currently installing everything on that now, which is why it's a little unusual in my office. But overall, that prom went pretty well. It had the same kind of issues that proms tend to have. The beginning bit of prom, a little bit weird. People didn't really want to dance right away. People are filtering in. They want to get their prom photos, especially while they're not, you know, all gussied up after dancing. The temperature was weird in the barn. It was chilly, but then the bathrooms were super hot. So it was never a comfortable temperature for people. It was either too warm or too chilly. In fact, 2 of the boys there had to actually take off their jackets and vests, and we hid them behind our booth because they were just not having it. There was nowhere to really store stuff. They had the coronation at 9 o'clock, which from 8 to 11, that's a little bit early for my liking, so it was a little bit strange, but once the coronation happened, everyone opened up and we just kind of had a killer dance floor for pretty much the rest of the night. The requests were flying left and right, and I had a good chunk of them, but that's a problem when you have the TikTokification of pop music, is people's tastes are so niche. They've cultivated this unique sense of what they like musically, but it doesn't mean that you have it. I can't have every single song. It's just impossible. And in the case of high school kids in particular, I can't have every single song clean. I know they wanted A Ladies by Travis Porter, which is, yeah, it's a 10-year-old song. Addison's on a bit of a time delay with what's popular and what's not, but I don't have that song clean, and I'm not about to play an explicit song at a school function. Speaking of which, there's one song that I did have. Forgive my language on this one. The song is called Thinking With My Dick. It's by Kevin Gates. It's from like 2013. It's made a resurgence on TikTok, and I have the clean version, but unfortunately, with songs back then, you saw it with 2014 with Iggy Azalea's Fancy as well. There's a slur in there that tends to go unedited when they have clean versions. It's the R word, so I had to manually take care of that as the song was playing. I had heard the song enough to know that it was in there, and when I cued it in my headphones, I realized that that word was still there, so I just, you know, high pass filtered it out of there, and it ended up working out great. I don't think anybody even really noticed what I was doing. But overall, things went well. Kind of petered out a little bit at the end, but I think the kids were just tired. It was 11 o'clock. It was really late. The parking situation was also a little strange, so I think people just wanted to get out of there. It was getting chilly, and people had to move their cars. But overall, it went very well, and I love doing this stuff for Addison, and hopefully they'll have me back. A playlist will be at the tail end of this video, per always. Thank you so much for tuning in. Torgo with Torgo Entertainment. Again, you're going to see the video look a little bit differently come next time. My first wedding of the year is May 21st, so I have 3 weeks to figure out how color correction works. Hopefully I can. But until then, we'll see you at the next gig. Take care. Oh, it's weird walking this way.